Hi, I'm Kimberly Farmer, and I am a second generation homeschool mom and been homeschooling since 2012, my two children. And through the process, I've created a website, blog, and Facebook page to kind of encourage other homeschool families. We are all on this journey together, and if there's anything I've learned over the years, it's that while we are very unique, and it's so fun to meet other homeschool families because there's such a variety of people within the homeschool community, we're also facing a lot of the exact same challenges. So as much as we cannot reinvent the wheel and we can help each other out, the better. Especially since a lot of us are in our four walls all day long. It seems like this seems to be the easiest way for us to reach out to each other and make an impact. And hopefully what I'm getting ready to present will help you. This is a resource that is printable. It is a supplement for an early or ancient world history curriculum. This is what the front looks like, so this is what you're talking about. And we have been using it specifically for Mystery of History because that is our early ancient history curriculum of choice right now. And I wanted my daughter to go through it more independently. I did not want the prep work every day of thinking about which activities or which things and did she get it or didn't she get it and did she do that chart right or didn't she. So I started out by just creating a whole lot of writing prompts and charts that correspond with each other and build on top of each other so that by the end of this vast amount of time between creation and the resurrection, hopefully my child has a really deep overview of what has taken place. And so when someone says something about Socrates, she's going to, normally she'll be like, Socrates, I have no idea what you're talking about. But maybe by the end of this, she's going to say, Socrates, I wrote that on that purple chart with the Doric columns. That was Greek. Socrates is that Greek guy. I remember something about him. So that's kind of the intention of this, to tell it to you briefly. And I'm going to explain this resource a little bit more, and then I'm also going to give you a peek inside it and let you look at some of the actual pages and how it actually works together. It's really very simple, but it's a new thing to show you, so I want you to understand. So basically there are four components to using this material. One is you're obviously going to need to be reading something from ancient world history. As I said, we like to use the Mystery of History Volume 1 course. You may be just reading something in Old Testament history in the Bible or about Jesus, and maybe there's something in here that corresponds to that. So you can pull it out sort of a la carte, or you can use it all together, however you like. And basically when you download the file, you will just print it off. You can use cardstock for some of the pieces if you like and put it into a binder. That's how I did it. And so it's about a 1/2 inch. It works for a 1/2 inch binder. If you were adding more or doing deeper studies, that's up to you. You can use more. But our stuff's fitting in a 1/2 inch binder. And then the four components are doing that. The first one's reading something. And then the second one is writing prompts that your student will answer. They're supposed to be very simple and less overwhelming than some writing assignments for your student. The point of this is not writing. The point of it is to be able to recall and understand and show you that they're understanding and have a resource that they can refer back to later. In a nutshell, what they've written is going to bring back some of what they remember the most about what they learned about that event or that particular person in history. There's also illustration options that are involved to help with remembering and create a timeline of sorts on paper throughout the binder. Just like you'd flip through a dictionary alphabetically, you could flip through the binder chronologically. And also chart building, which I think is the coolest part of this, because rather than the student just building or creating a chart to go with one lesson or one topic, and that does happen sometimes in here, but some of the charts are created to be built over a period of lessons or a period of topics. So for example, the Roman Empire is not one lesson. They're going to be learning about characters and events in the Roman Empire a lot. So all of those can go into this one chart that helps them remember, you know, who this person was associated with, where they were, where they fit into everything in an overview type of a way. Some of the Bible related charts, especially ones about when the kingdom of Israel split into Israel and Judah and what happened to those kingdoms. Those are charts that are built over a course of lessons or a course of topics. And that just kind of helps your student connect all the dots and not see it in little bitty fragments. The fourth part of this is review, which is, again, it's an optional thing. It's very flexible. I've created these cards that I'll show you in just a second where your student can turn questions and answers from curriculum questions or test questions they've missed or whatever, turn them into little review cards that they can use for games or just in the car reviewing, trying to remember some different things like a game. So those are the 4 components, and now I'm going to let you see some of the actual pages. So this is what the Cruising Through History printable resource package cover looks like, and when you get it, you'll also see when you open the document that there are individual pages that have the 4 components broken down for you so you can read a little bit more on them and understand it. So I'm just going to show you all the pieces right now. There's a cover page for your student to personalize their binder, and this is kind of the part that everything's navigating from. We have the topics or the lessons or the days or however you like to treat it. And we also have the writing questions, and you'll see some different examples like, what do you think is cool about the Sumerians? Or find some verses in the Bible about forgiveness and write them down for Joseph. Or let's see, where's some more? We've got bullet points, some important things to remember about the Phoenicians. How is the account of Amos similar to our culture today? And so we have those for the duration of those. And then we also have these chart pieces where the writing may have something to do with the chart that you can use. And some of them have more and some of them have none. So sometimes you're appropriately marking something. Sometimes you're filling something in. It depends. And I'm going to show you those charts in a minute. But first I want to show you the timeline journaling or the writing portion. So when they're answering these questions, there are different sheets they can use. This is the one we've chosen to use because we really like having the myhomeschoolprintables.net has these stickers that are great. We've gone through Mystery of History before, and my daughter and my son did their own artwork, and it was a little exhausting to think of doing it again. So this was perfect for them. So she just colors in her sticker, and she puts it in the appropriate places, and they just have all the artwork ready for you. Really great and easy because it's fun as a sticker, and who doesn't like stickers? And here are some different versions of the sheet. So you might like using the stickers, or you might want to draw your own. You can do 3 per page, which is less overwhelming. Or if your student really likes to write or is a little older and you want to use more writing space, or maybe you're really writing a lot about something. You really want to dig into Jeremiah and write a lot about him. Or maybe you want to use it for a totally different subject. That's what that's for. Here's the different shapes and different sizes. And if you're using, I know that Homeschool in the Woods has historical timeline figures that a lot of people enjoy using for their history curriculum, and these sheets will fit theirs as well. So those are some different options that are all in the file that you can choose from how many you want to print of what. And then the next portion, so we've been reading our stuff, we're writing from the writing prompts that were found here, and now we're going to look at the charts that correspond by their letter. Over here are the charts, and here's a list of them so you can at a glance see what the titles are and their dates. And the charts are all a little bit different from each other to make it a little bit more interesting and fun. And your student will be told what to do for that particular chart, so they'll have an idea. But there's all kinds. There's timelines, and there's charts, and there's writing, and there's maps, timelines, some more charts to kind of help you understand the whole overview of the history. And it just goes through. We have several different charts of different sorts. Make a brochure right there. And so on and so on. And then we have the answers as well. I've printed these off 2 per page. I just selected the page numbers when I went to print, and I said lay out 2 per page because I didn't really need a whole sheet of them. But they will help you see what the answers are for everything in pink, and there's no question about if your student understood the material or not. And then the last part is the review section. So we have these charts, and your student will just fill them out as they choose to. If you're using it, it describes more of this in the sheet. If they're using it for tests or pulling out information from their reading or however they like to use it. And they just fill out the cards. And when you're ready to play the game and your sheets are all filled out, then you cut them up. And we keep ours in a little Ziploc pouch or a zipper pouch, pencil pouch. And they're ready to be stacked and used in your favorite game. We like to use them. If you get them right, you get to do your turn. If you miss it, sorry, you don't get a turn. Anyway, all this can be used with different curriculums as well, but it's really fun for how we're using it. And I hope that it helps somebody out there. And I hope you enjoy cruising through history.